Alliance Conquest season is finished, and now it's time for the Ultimate Conquest season. So let's have a look at it. We have the prediction shop, where you can exchange your prediction feathers for rewards, and these prediction feathers you can increase by doing single predictions on matches, and you also can see how we did it in the past, and when you win it you will double it. If you lose it you will have nothing. If you participate in the season, there are rewards for elimination ranking. The first 10 will get the rewards, and we also have the rewards when you are in an alliance in the UC, and depending on the ranking you will get a specific reward. Then those that participate will have rewards determined by the points that they get, and if they get these points in the upper bracket or lower bracket, that also matters some. And there is the overall prediction. Well, you already can see the overall prediction that I have, but let's run through my individual predictions and let me tell you why I did them. So first of all, DEP is really loaded up, so you can basically expect that every match where DEP is in, they will win it. So round 1 we have DEP versus WEE. No surprise, I expect DEP to win because they're loaded up. Then we have WTF versus LEG. I expect WTF to win just because they're pretty well organized. NBE versus ASH. NBE, the better organized one all season long, so I expect them to win. WTP versus NFI. Well, even though CCCPC isn't in WTP right now, they're still pretty strong, well organized, and I expect them to beat NFI. BDR versus HOH. BDR already crushed HOH early in the season, so they should have no problem doing it again. XBC versus NTC. XBC, they already did a nice surprise last season against KAC, and they only got stronger, so I'll give them the win. N3O versus NW1. We're talking N3O here, so yeah, easy, them. KAC versus Family Duty Honor. Family Duty Honor had some of their big accounts playing at other alliances during the Alliance Conquest season for elimination rankings, but now they should be back in FDH, so I expect FDH to win this one. Then we go to round 2, DEP versus WTF. Well, DEP, yeah, it's not even worth mentioning why. NBE versus WTP. Well, NBE, they're solid, they're strong, I give them the win. BDR versus XBC, we're talking BDR here, right? So why would they win this one? N3O versus FDH, this should be a nice match, but I expect N3O to take the win because they've been doing this for quite some time and they're well organized. Plus, they also have their wheels back. WEE versus LEG. I'm giving this one to WEE simply because they have a little bit more experience, and I think that little bit more experience will just do it for them. Ash versus NFI. Ash, I give it to Ash, yeah, because Ash is, I think, the strongest one of these two. We have HOA versus NTC. Well, Grom's alliance should back this one. If they don't, I would definitely blame Grom. NW1 versus KAC. KAC has some pretty strong accounts. They should win this one. Then we have round 3, which will include the losers from round 2 from the upper bracket. W2F versus WEE. I think this is the end of the line for WEE. WTP versus ASH. This should be a good win for WTP. XBC versus HOH. I think XPC will back this one. They surprised us last season against KAC and they only became stronger. So sorry Grom, but this is it for your alliance. FDH versus KAC. Well, FDH should back this one. They're very well organized. Round 4. DEP, no questions asked, against NB. BDR versus N3O. BDR beat already N3O more than once and they should be able to do this again. They are well organized. WTF versus WTP. I think this will be the end of the line for WTF. WTP should be the better one of these two. XPC versus FDH. I think this is also the end of the line for XPC. FDH is very, very well organized, so they should win this one. We have round 5, which will include the losers from the upper bracket from round 4. So we'll have NBE versus WTP, and I'll give this one to NBE because they have been solid all season long. N3O versus FDH. I'm giving this one to N3O. I'm not expecting an easy one for N3O, but they're N3O, they've been doing it for quite some time. They should win this one. Now we have DEP versus BDR. I think BDR will just bow out of this match and save their bullets. NBE versus N3O. N3O should win this one, and who knows, maybe relatively easy. If this would have been FDH, I think FDH would even win from NBE. Then we have round 7, which will be BDR versus N3O. I'm giving this one to BDR, simply because they beat N3O before. I gave them also the upper hand before, and I think also BDR would probably have saved some bullets in round 6, while N3O might have had to spend some. With round 8, DEP versus BDR. Yeah, I think it's nice that BDR made it so far, but DEP this season is just too strong. So, season 14, overall winner, I'm expecting DEP. I think everyone is expecting DEP. For nice individual matches to bet on, it should be DEP versus WEE for DEP to win. BDR versus HOH for HOH to really lose and BDR to really go hard for it. And probably also HOH versus NTC. HOH should really easy back that one. And potentially even around 6 that you can expect really BDR to bow out. So that's it, what I'm thinking of this season. I think it's going to be really predictable because DEP is so much geared up and loaded up, and there are quite some alliances who do not have their strongest one because they are in DEP, and maybe a few surprises like we had last season with XPC, but that should be really it. So even if you're not playing one of these alliances, it's a nice season to bet it because there should be really some sure calls. If you don't, it's a kind of waste because you're basically gambling for free.